Hi, everyone. This is Kevin Tharp, and this is a week 3 update for the content management system course, Shopify. And what I'm showing you here is we've already done module 1 and 2, introduction and introduction to content management systems. Now, what we're doing is we're going into, and this is really just an organizational thing, but um, going into module 3, which is enterprise content management. And what we're going to be doing over this the next several weeks from now till spring break, um, we're going to be going through and learning how to plan CMS websites, developing your brand. You've already started on that. That's one of the things that you'll be doing this week is starting to work on the documentation for that. We're going to be doing the fundamentals of enterprise content management this week. Now, you'll notice that we don't have a lab this week. We don't have labs every week, and that sort of gives a ebb and flow. So, if you're finding that some of these labs take a lot of time, so if you didn't completely do everything you were hoping to do for last week's lab, you're going to eventually have to do it. So this would be a good week to take the opportunity to make sure that you've got all those things the way they are. So this whole course, we understand that this is a work in process, that you're developing your brand, that you probably don't have products already in mind for what you're going to be doing. That's actually one of the things that you can do this week is to start thinking about the products that you're going to be selling on your website, on your content management system, because that's coming. So in lab 3, we're going to work on your header and your products, and that's a pretty significant lab. So if you go ahead and list 10 products that you want to sell, grab imagery or have imagery created for those. Somehow come up with imagery that you can use so that when you go into that lab where you're starting to build the products, you're not also having to come up. That's probably the best thing I could recommend instead of a lab this week is start working on what do you think the products that you're going to sell are. And again, get the imagery for that so that you're prepared and ready to go for the lab when we get it for next week. And then again, always check in. There will be an overview for each of the weeks. I'll add it as they're published. And this is going to kind of walk you through what you're doing and that tells you the same thing that I just did. Start thinking about the products you're going to sell, gather your imagery, and start working on this, develop your brand document, because you're going to have a lot of things that you need to bring to that. And like right now, you can start working. We haven't done lab 3. You don't know what's in lab 3 yet, but you can start filling out these sections so that you're not doing this at the last minute when that assignment is due, because it'll come due at this end of the same week where you're doing lab 3. So that's the really, I just wanted to touch base, let you see where we're at, where we're going on. By now, you all should be up and moving in Shopify. Um, and yeah, it's going to be the first half of the semester is in all of my classes. The first half of the semester, you do more work than the second half. The second half, things get a little less intense as we're leading towards the end of the semester. In the end of the semester, what you will be doing is you'll be doing a final product project, which is your branding documents, your website, all of the things that you do throughout the whole semester are going to come together into that final project documentation, and you will do a presentation as well. That is your part of your final project is that presentation. And yeah, there's going to be there's a lot of learning to do. Most of this class, the workload is mostly going to be in the labs, but there are so we got kind of the theory and the applied stuff. The theory is the stuff that I'm putting in, such as instructional assignment, fundamentals of enterprise content management. The practice, the applied stuff is what we're doing in the lab. So it is definitely application heavy, but we also want to give you that understanding so that if you're working on some other content management system or things change in the future, the processes and the systems stay fairly consistent. The application changes all the time. That is the world of technology that we are trying to help you prepare to go into. And that's all I've really got for now. We will talk to you all again next week. Bye bye.